What's going on? What's going on, good people? Your boy is back, baby.
What's going on, everybody? Foul Language Podcast just got a touch uglier. Welcome back, little brother.
Thank you, man. But like every episode, man, get your accessories right.
That's
Get your
right.
kiddies to bed. They don't need to be listening to this, man, because you might just hear some foul language. Let's go. Let's get it.
Got that right. Roll the intro.
Perfect.
All right, again, everybody. Welcome back, KC. It's time to get this thing started. But before we do, what are your accessories tonight? I know you ain't got a Frappuccino this time.
First of all, motherfucker, I don't drink frappuccinos no more. Secondly,
Mm.
I'm the finest motherfucker on this goddamn show, man. Talking about touch ugly. Fuck you, you punk ass motherfucker. But anyway,
Damn, he angry.
I digress. It's good to be back though, man.
Wasn't true. Yeah,
Good to be
man.
back.
Glad to have you back.
Hey,
Glad to have
before
you
I
back.
begin my accessory check-in, let me say Tanya did an amazing job in my place.
She
man.
did. She
good.
sure did.
Appreciate
She
you for
sure did.
stepping in, sis. But take my place. Anyway, what the fuck?
I don't know, man. I moved in the garage to avoid this shit. And look at what we get. All right.
All right. So as far as my accessories, man, I got all that off my chest, so now I can talk about my accessories because you didn't have nobody to talk with accessories really with, But I'm here, bro. I'm back, man. I'm back.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, so for my liquid accessory, I'm still with the vodka, man. Like I said, Haku is like my favorite vodka right now. This shit's really fucking tasty. So got some Haku and some cranberry juice. Light on the cranberry, heavy on the vodka.
All right.
And for my cigar, I got this guy right here, Alter Ego. You know what I'm saying?
I seen those. I've been seeing those
Yeah.
around. Yeah, I'll be interested to hear how that turns out.
And this motherfucker is good, like smooth as fuck, man. I'm like, not a lot of smoke output, but good fucking cigar, man. And then the cut was so fucking smooth. Like everything's good about this cigar so far, man. But that's mine, man. How about yours?
All right, so we got for the cigar, we've got the the Romeo y Julieta Envy. So put that bad boy in there.
Damn, say that 3 times fast. Oh, I like that ribbon too. That green is pretty dope.
Yeah, that is pretty green, pretty dope. So for the bourbons at night, so as you guys know from last week, we went to Florida for a wedding, and we ended up killing time going to the Costco liquor store, and they had some interesting stuff in there. But it was one of those things where you can't carry most of that stuff back. So I did get this. This is this New Riff single barrel.
I like the bottle.
Yeah, I've been seeing it on Instagram all over the place, and I couldn't find it here. So I smuggled it on back from Florida like I do. Packed bottles so many times before. So
Indeed.
Nothing new on that one. So I'll let you guys know how it turns out because I haven't even poured it yet. So stay tuned.
All right, guys, it's that time again. It's that time again where we like to share our positivity in our world to you guys with this ever negative fucking world we living in, man. We just got to share some positivity, man, because there's a lot of it out there if you go find it, bro. So it's the Wibble, man. So, brother, what is best in life?
Oh, man. First off, let me say MF and research is kicking. It's going fantastic, man. Definitely doing good. Trying some experimental shit. Check out my most recent video on the Corey Rosenthal box. Actually, by the time this comes out, there'll be another video out, but that's neither here nor there. But that's been going. That's been fun. We getting close to 100, baby. And can't wait for that. Let's see. Got my AC fixed today. We had one hot day in Texas early, and then it got cool. And found out on that hot day that my AC upstairs wasn't working right. So usually they tell you in Texas that your AC is going to last about 10 years. So we a little over that 10-year mark. So every time something don't work right, it's like, is this it? Is this it? Oh. So he comes in. It doesn't take him but an hour to fix it. He comes in shows me the little part that needed to be replaced. He writes up the bill, and that shit was $124. I was like,
hell yeah. That's a win.
That's a win, damn it. So definitely was excited about that. We watched Swarm this week.
Yeah, I saw the beginning of it.
I bet you did. I almost text you when
my wife told me already.
Yeah. I mean, it's so crazy, man, because everybody made a big fuss about it, but it's literally like 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it's not that
And
bad.
and it's really not. And I mean, it's one of the ways the easiest to fake for TV. So I mean, stop
Exactly.
making
A
shit
Buddha
more
was up
than
here on his belly button.
right. Stop making it more than what it really is. I mean, it was actually a good show. I mean,
I heard it was like really, it was really Gambino. Child, it was really childish
it's
Gambino
it's
kind of
it's
work.
different, but it's really I recommend it. Like I had no expectations going in. The only reason we watched it was for the memes, so we could be
Mm-hmm.
caught up. You know how it'd be like when like Attack on Titan and shit come out and everybody cracking jokes and shit, and you don't get the joke.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we watched it. But glad we did. It was good, man. We got a lot of celebrities in it. Billie Eilish is in it. Michael Jackson's daughter Paris is in it.
That's
Um,
dope.
it's pretty cool, man. Chloe Bailey's in it. They do some, her and her sister do some of the songs on the soundtrack. It's pretty good though. I recommend it. Even for you, I recommend it. I think you'll like it for more than the first episode. I'd put money on that. Yeah,
Yeah, my shows and shit, like my real live people shows, I could do other than violence and anarchy
but
and shit.
it's in there though. It's
I
in there.
believe it.
Oh, it's in there, big time. So definitely good for that. Let's see. Took off today as the kids are out for a nice little 4 day weekend. So took off. We all hung out today, just chilling, hanging out. There's going to be temporarily a third motorcycle in the garage for a few weeks. Not mine. My father-in-law found a motorcycle in Texas. So in the
Mm.
morning, they're going to deliver it here until it gets shipped. And I think it runs. I don't know. He wanted an old motorcycle with a particular frame with particular gear. So if it's running, I may just test the tires just to see if it works okay. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't be a good son-in-law if you didn't.
I might just make sure that the wheels go around or something like that.
Fair
So
enough. Yeah.
yeah, we back recording. Little sister did a great job last week, so that was definitely a what's best. I think that's really it, man. Just been a good week overall. Nothing like monumental, but definitely a good week, man. So, how about you?
Man, shit's been rolling, man. First of all, let me say I'm glad to be back on the Foul Lakers podcast. I hate it. I had to miss. You know what I'm saying? I hate when I gotta screen freeze. All right. I hate when I gotta miss an episode, man, because to do the things that are outside my control. But I mean, hey, what can you do? I'm just glad I had somebody to step in for me, so
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have to miss an episode. And I think we should have somebody to step in for me, bro, when I gotta miss an episode. But
We'll work on that. Yeah.
so let's go down my list, man. 'Cause I got quite a couple of things, man. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start with podcast news. Melanin Warriors podcast is also doing fucking phenomenal, man.
Yes, it
Fucking
is. Yes, it
phenomenal,
is.
man.
Yo,
I
it
think,
went like up 30 in like a week or
yeah,
two.
almost 30 subscribers in like a week and a half, man. So that shit's fucking dope, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody who's watching and following the Melanin Warriors podcast, man. I really appreciate it. It's not just for black people, melanin people. It's not just for, it's for every fucking body. It don't matter what your race is. I want to put that out there. It's for every fucking body. It's education,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's knowledge, it's something about history. It's history. But anyway, appreciate y'all for that, man. Secondly, on Melanin Warrior News, our cousin Taylor, man, she shot with me. She bought the Melanin Warrior sweatsuit. She got it in a couple days ago, y'all. Pictures are coming soon. Shout out to you, little cuz, for shopping with me, man.
Oh
I
yeah,
most
definitely.
appreciate it, man. Got my first real couple of trolls today. That shit was kind of
Mm.
interesting. Apparently, I'm a racist heathen.
We love the trolls. We love the trolls.
And like I was telling you before we started recording, I was gonna give it to him in a very polite manner. But I let it go. Another cat said that my sons will be incarcerated when they grow up or some shit like that. So I let him handle that shit politely. I didn't go the fuck off like I wanted to. But I let him
Mm-hmm.
know that first he can't fucking spell. And thanks for
You can
watching.
be a troll, know how to spell. Right. Because I mean that works on your interaction. So I mean
Yeah.
that's why you got a whole subset of social media that just does shit to piss people off to
Mm-hmm.
get that interaction.
Yeah, he's been incarcerated with a K. Good job, guy. Um, yeah. Um, my anniversary is coming up, man. Sunday, man. Sunday, 13 freaking years, man. Married to the beautiful Janae Fowler. She managed to put up with my shit for 13 years, and
Oh,
we still
Lord.
fucking rolling like we fucking newlyweds, man. It's fucking amazing, man. Love you, babe. Speaking of anniversary,
Oh,
we decided to do something a little different. Give our gifts a little early.
oh,
So I got her what it is, a Michael Kors doctor bag or some shit like that. It was a
I know what
big
it
deal.
is.
It was a big
Yeah,
deal for her. I don't know what the fuck it is, but you
I
know what
know
I'm
what it
saying.
is, but yeah, I got you.
Pushed out to the outlet, got her a bag. You know what I mean? And shit, what else did I get her? Oh, and I got her the newest Samsung Galaxy smartwatch. So she rocking her smartwatch. It's something she's been wanting for about 7, 8 months now. And I seen her when her eyes lit up about wanting it. So I've been plotting this one for quite a few minutes, man. And then what she
Oh,
got me, which is also in my best in life, bro. She got me the red dot for my
oh,
pistol.
she bought it.
Goddamn.
Okay,
She
bet.
got it with the holster to match. The
Mm-hmm.
concealed holster to fucking match, man. I love that shit. That shit make my
What
shit.
holster is that, by the way?
I forgot the name of it, man. But
Oh, okay.
I'll text it to you when I go look at it. But and that shit fits is way more comfortable than the holster I was rocking at first. So
Mm-hmm.
that was a real dope fucking thing, man. Then another gift, which is also a best in life, which this motherfucker came out of. BL Luxuries. My wife brought me
Oh,
back,
you back?
baby. My wife
That's where
brought
I
me
knew it from. My
back.
box. Yes,
She brought
sir.
me back, man.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Welcome back.
Hell yeah, man. Then I started my CompTIA Security Plus cert, going pretty
Mm-hmm.
well. Did my first quiz, and it's exciting because I have no fucking clue. I'm completely out of my fucking comfort zone with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what makes it exciting for me because I'm gonna learn this shit, and I'm gonna really, I'm a sponge when it comes to something I'm not comfortable with, and I want to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
lastly, man, my family's in town, man. The Fajis, man, Justin, Drea, goddaughters, Addie, and AJ, man. They in town for the weekend to hang with us for this 4 day, man. Always good to
That's
see
cool.
them. We're gonna have a good
Yeah.
fucking time. I'm glad you was pretty much on time today, bro, because we're gonna go hang and bang in there when this is over with. You know how we get down.
I
Um,
was actually early this time. I was waiting on your ass.
yeah, man. We eating late. We ate a little
That's
late.
cool.
You know,
It's all good.
shit happens. Trying to think, man, what else, man? It was just it's so many blessings and opportunities, man, that
Mm-hmm.
that the ancestors have been blessing me with lately, man. I'm just happy, man. Everything is great. Everything's going good. My family is great. Oh, shout out to Kevandre, man. He out there busting his ass this week at the fucking Masters, man. He
Oh,
out there
you
working
working
the
there?
Masters. Yeah,
Cool.
he did the practice week last week, and he out there doing valet parking and all types of shit out
Oh,
there.
oh,
He
that's gonna be fun.
dealing with some racist white folks out there in certain sections, but I
Oh
mean, it's
yeah.
watching the road, it's the Masters. I just, gave him a little advice on how to move and shit. So he out there getting it. Tangi out here working and getting it. Shania's just being Shania. I think she's at Tybee Island with one of her friends right now. So
Mm-hmm.
that's that. And Keontae and Kevion, they here. Keontae is out here hanging with us. He loves to be around his Nino and his Nina, and that's pretty much what the godparents mean in
Yeah.
tomorrow. And Kevion's running around with his sisters, man. As soon as they walked in the door, they've been on go since and they ain't stopped yet. So it's all good times, man. I'm happy and blessed, man. And that's
Cool,
that's
man.
really all I
Cool.
got.
All right, man. So let's get this thing started. Before we get started, in order to bring it in, there's a quick little video I'll bring in instead of trying to explain it myself.
I hereby declare Representative Justin J. Pearson of the 86th Representative District expelled from the House of Representatives of the 103rd General Assembly of the State of Tennessee.
So, all right, man. You seen the video? Y'all seen the video? It's been all over the news. What do you think, man?
Um, where to begin? First, I understand their protest and everything like that, but when you're when you look like us, you don't necessarily have to be different or necessarily move different, but you gotta know how to play certain games. You gotta know, what I'm saying, there's certain avenues of attack that you have to take. And the direct approach ain't always the right fucking approach. Cause them same motherfuckers that say, yeah, we with you, bro, we with you. When it's time to motherfucking act, them motherfuckers will flip on your ass real goddamn quick, man. And it seems like, you know, in this particular case, they had one Caucasian lady that was with them, and she's still comfy in her motherfucking seat. While these brothers is out of motherfucking office, and she was right along fucking with him, which I think is utter fucking bullshit. If you're gonna vote one out or two out, vote them all. I'm not trying to turn this into a fucking race thing, but I mean, if it's three motherfuckers and they do the same shit, and the only one that didn't get voted out is the white woman. Like, what the fuck is really fucking going on? She should have got the exact same punishment because she broke the exact same fucking rule. That's some bullshit. But you got these brothers. I don't know what the other one looked like, but you got this other brother with the glasses and the Jim Kelly fro. So they
It was the dude
automatically.
with the white suit on that had the
Oh,
ponytail.
okay. And then he got the motherfucking the Lloyd ponytail and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you automatically looking at these brothers fucked up because the way their hair look. Y'all didn't want these motherfuckers in there for anyway, and this was an excuse for them to get these brothers out of their motherfucking positions. And on the devil's advocate side, like I said, they should have played the game. Don't you do have that seat of power, but address it in a tactful kind of way. And then when you're not there, conduct yourself accordingly to where you still getting your point across and showing that you're still there for the people. But you can't be there for the people if you fucking up and you lose your seat. Your seat you gone now. They booted you out. Whether we like it or not, these old motherfuckers, I ain't gonna put nothing else on that one, but they still hold the motherfucking power, unfortunately. But we still have ways to fucking fight versus hundreds of years ago when we didn't have a fucking way to verbally or attack or anything like that. And the first thing that news reporter said in that video is, "Oh, there's no sign of violence breaking out yet." But motherfucker, just because there's some stuff going on with our people don't mean it's automatically motherfucking violent. That's why I was starting to get pissed off about, because it's our people, and anytime something negative in the government or negative in the police and our people is fucking involved, that's the first thing these motherfuckers look for, is us to be motherfucking ignorant and act a goddamn fool. And that shit just started to motherfucking piss me off. Now, moving on as far as protesting about uh the 2A and guns and everything like that, yeah, I really believe there should be a little bit of change. I'm not saying take nothing away from the law-abiding citizens who like to fucking shoot or hunt, protect themselves, or just that's their hobby is guns and shit. Cool. But at the same time, we in a fucking country where a 6-year-old can get a fucking 22 caliber fucking rifle for his goddamn birthday, and nobody bats a motherfucking eyelash. Shit like that is what I got a fucking problem with. I mean, it's just, and it's shit like that causes these certain situations. I can't say, oh, guns and the way that the background checks are is why we have these mass shootings and whatever. No, I'm not gonna go that motherfucking route, because I don't really fucking believe that. But you can have a fucking mass stabbing and it'll still be the same thing. We've had this conversation before. So with them, so what these brothers stood for, I get it, but I feel like they should have chose their arena, number one, and number two, that white lady should have went down with them brothers, man. I think that's some real discriminatory bullshit they fucking pulled up in there. But Tennessee been on their bullshit for a few months now. But that's really all I got, bro. What about you?
Okay. So first of all, you said you don't want to make it a race thing directly. The other lady that didn't get expelled, she said that she feels like the only reason she didn't get expelled because they were on code with her race, and they didn't kick her out for that. So once she said it, I mean, she said what everybody thinking. So we gonna say it too. We know what it is.
Fair enough.
We gonna shut. They gonna shut them up. They trying to shut them up. And for me, this is a unique one because it's everybody who hollers about Second Amendment, First Amendment, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You need, this is one of them times where you really got to hold that same energy. So like if you were one of those that are like we can protest and say what we want to say, same thing. And if I voted for one of them brothers, while I don't necessarily agree with them on their position per se, I agree with everything they did. They represent their district, and they have that's what they should do, because I mean you only see a piece of it and you don't know how much said they expelled for not giving permission to speak. You saw what it is, you know what it is. They may have never gotten permission to speak, and if you're not gonna speak, you're gonna have to take the floor. and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. So, hold that same energy. If you got like, the Constitution in your profile pic, hold that same energy for them.
Yeah.
And that's where it shows if it's your belief versus, just going with what the masses tell you to get mad about. Because I don't necessarily agree. Like, I don't necessarily have a problem. And this is one of those things that can be careful. I'm gonna word it carefully because it could be a soundbite thing. You mentioned like a 6-year-old getting a 22 rifle for his birthday. I'm okay with that. However, I'm also okay with them having it just like your boys. Like, you teach them the rules of firearms. It's in a controlled environment. They won't have access to that if they're not under heavy supervision. So I'm fine with it with stipulations. And that's all I'm saying. Like, you could have a 10-year-old marksman prodigy or something like that, and you miss out on that skill because you're like, oh, guns are bad. Ask that lady that had that food truck that saved her life when they tried to rob her if she thought her gun that she carried was bad. I mean, just like, and I mean, I don't want to get into too much shit. Like, people that are bashing Florida right now, of all the shit you can bash Florida for, they're bashing them for their constitutional carry.
Yeah, that's wild.
And living in Texas, where constitutional carry has been a thing for a little minute, I'm fine with constitutional carry. Yeah. I mean,
I
it's
prefer it.
cool. Yeah, I mean, I ain't got no problem with it. I
Only
mean,
good
but
thing
I'm
about
also,
Mississippi.
I'm also for being a responsible gun owner. I mean, if you're going to be a gun owner, you have to be responsible and respect everything that firearm entails.
Yep.
And that's the part that no one talks about. It's just, I have guns, so therefore I should be happy with it. But like, one thing I like about USCCA is they talk about being the responsible gun owner, and that's where I think the communication breaks down. At is it's not the responsible gun owner that's doing this shit. And if we want to talk about how to deal with the irresponsible gun owners, like you said, stabbings, mass bludgeonings, you know, um, spoiler slightly for Swarm, she got down. Great, granted it's fake, and most of those weren't firearms. So, if you have an intent for ill will, you're gonna execute it. Um, I'm also not necessarily for some of the talks about hardening the schools per se. Um, but there are a lot of things you can do, and we've talked about it here. And they're not having those discussions. Like, it's like, oh, we can't do anything. We just want to go. It's the gun. Like, it's always that thing where it's like the example I always use is people blame that red light for being late. That is the last thing in a domino of things that cause you to be late. You're not talking about the very beginning where you got up 30 minutes late. You spent 10 minutes on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that made you late. Or just like the Super Bowl, for example, where they talked about that one call that cost the game, that I think pass interference. And my position on that is, yes, I don't like the call, but for it to get to a position to that point, they let them march up the field on them and blow a lead. So I mean, it's not that one instance, and we get so caught on the one instance to make it an issue. I mean, even the stupidity of like those people that are out there that's like anti-transgender, because you see some of the discourse out there for the thing.
Yeah, that shit crazy too.
Fucking stupid. Like, that makes no sense. You can't make that correlation. I mean, and you're reaching it. To me, if you want to make that correlation, it's as stupid, if not stupider, than trying to blame the firearm or firearms itself or firearm companies. And the thing about this one for me is I don't necessarily agree with them. I agree with what they did, and I support them in that. And I think that's the key. And if you are an elected official and you are representing your people, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I respect them for that. And I mean, I say vote them back in, even though I don't necessarily agree with them. So, I mean, that's really all I got, man. What do you got anything else?
I just want to say, man, you're exactly right, man. And I said it in the Melon Awards every time, man. They're gonna stand for something and fall for anything. And them brothers definitely stood for what they believed in. They stood for their people, man. And you can't be mad at that.
Yeah, I respect that. Definitely respect that. And yes, you got to be careful how you move in certain scenarios, but that's gonna bring more attention.
Yeah.
And it says so much about that state. And I'm gonna be real with you. Tennessee was one of the states that I was thinking of moving to at some point in time.
Me too. Like recently.
And now I'm like, I was talking to Kim about it the other day, and it was like, I don't know about Tennessee. And if I'm thinking that, I know I can't be the only one.
Nah.
And I'm pro gun, all that shit.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm trying to be some, take all the guns away kind of individual moving to Tennessee. No, I'm fine for buying what I want, having a safe full, having my John Wick wall or whatever. There's a collector on YouTube. I need one of them.
Not paying the sales tax.
Right. That's not state tax. No state tax.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I haven't paid state tax in my adult life, and I don't want to start. So I mean that's one of those things, man. Like, I think what's gonna happen is, people are seeing that shit, and people are watching what's going on, and I hope that this is one of those things that you get support around them brothers, man, because they definitely, whether you agree with them or not, you agree with the heart and the fight that they had.
Yep.
And I respect that completely. Although I don't necessarily think that pulling guns away and universal background checks is going to fix anything. It's a Band-Aid, and it's one of those things where it's like you feel like you're doing something, but you're not really looking at anything. There's mental health correlations. There's domestic abuse correlations. Let's go back a little bit. Like I said, man, get you a Six Sigma black belt in there and do a damn Ishikawa diagram. I'm sorry, I'm getting into work, but do some of that shit. It works for everything, and figure out some of them root causes. And stop trying to do on the surface and get people riled up and all that stuff. Let's try to solve problems and not just be divisive and bitch about it. And when these brothers have a grievance, talk to them. Like, let's do some shit that's common sense. That's a complete waste of time. And even if they were trying to do something productive, but it's Tennessee, don't think that they were. But let's say for a second that they were. You've made everything a spectacle now because of your stupid movements, talking about those that expelled them. And that's my issue. And so usually when we have topics like this, we'll get a troll or two in the comments. We welcome you.
Come on with it, bro. I want to meet y'all in person.
You never will. Or if you do, they'll be the nicest person you meet.
They ain't gonna have that same energy.
Let me buy your drinks, brother.
Like, no, ain't you Ashy Knuckles 69, motherfucker? Say that shit.
Same energy. Right. My energy in the comments is my same energy on foul language, is my same energy on MF and research, my same energy everywhere, man. So same energy at work.
Nicer on the comments.
Yeah, you are actually. I will say that you are. You are. So what do you guys think, man? What I really want to hear is if anybody was thinking about Tennessee and is like, nah, I don't necessarily want to move to Tennessee.
Let's hear it. Or if you in there, we need to get Tyler on here because he up there in Memphis right now. Is he ready to go or not?
All right, man. So how your accessories treating you so far?
Great, man. I can't complain, man. I was going through both of them kind of fast, so I kind of put them down for a little minute. But the drink is complimenting well with the cigar, and I've never had one of these alter egos before that I can remember.
No, I don't think so either. I never had one either.
So. Yeah, I feel like this is my first one, and this is actually really good. It's not placentia level or nothing like that. But it's kind of like what's that called? War Witch?
Yeah.
It's like it's about on par with like a War Witch or something like that. It's pretty good. Pretty good. How about yours?
The new riff, the bourbon, it's pretty good. It's 113 proof, but it doesn't have that bite like those over 100 proofs have. It's real, like, and I hate to describe smooth, but it's real smooth, good sipping, good flavor, man. Like, the flavor is pretty good, man. I see why people drinking it on Instagram, and now I'm gonna have to be trying to find it somewhere, or like when I take road trips, see if I can pick up a bottle somewhere.
Smuggling liquor like a damn pirate.
Hey, man, gotta do what I got to do. The cigar. So Romeo and Julietas are fine for me. They're usually just, I call them meeting cigars, and this is kind of one of those where it's not bad by any means, I can see where they have like a strong following, a fan base. I'd have to see how much it costs because I don't remember, and it was in the Black Lion a couple months back. So I don't know. I know Uncle Lee Mack. He said it was okay, but it wasn't anything like knock your socks off. So I kind of agree with him on that. But I mean, it's performing well. It had a crack in the beginning, but it was fine. So yeah, I mean, fine. But I don't have to you know try to go buy like five more. If I get another one, oh, cool. Hey, yeah, I won't put this in the buddy box drawer. I'll put this in the drawer I smoke during the meeting. So that's about it. So they're going together well too.
All right, now we're gonna move into something real quick, and I know ladies don't get offended. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's not to offend any fucking body, man. It's just a common thing that we deal with, especially in America. I'm not gonna say race wise, but in America, it's something that's seen a lot, man. That double standard when it comes to a struggle. You know what I mean? Like when a man is struggling, oh man, he broke. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. But when it's a woman or a mother, we're gonna say dad. When a dad is struggling, it's he ain't shit. He don't take care of his kids. Right. Not knowing what this man is going through. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the best he can. But when it's a mom, it's she's doing the best she can. She's a strong woman. She's this. She's this. She's that. She's this. She's that. And I thought about it, man. I really wanted to hear what you thought about this clear double standard that's out there.
So it's kind of interesting to me, and I think I'm gonna pose it as a series of questions that I guess I have to myself. So when I think about it, I wonder if it's a function of what society thinks a man is supposed to bring to the table. And I think I wonder if it's a function of that because historically, I mean, you can get into like talking like patriarchy and all that shit too, but I'll just say historically, um, it's believed that the measure of a man, a lot of times, whether right or wrong, is his level of success. And because of that, he's held to a lower standard if he isn't if he isn't deemed successful in folks' eyes. And I wonder if that's a function of why that is, because like you said, it could be the same exact situation and just switch the roles. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like that. But then I also wonder if it's a function of, when you think about, you talk about like deadbeat dads and shit like that that's out there. If they were to get, say, a woman pregnant and bounce, you know, there ain't much that you can do about it if you can't find them. Whereas, with few exceptions, if a woman has a baby, I don't want to say that, and I don't mean this in a negative way at all. They're stuck, if you will, because they're responsible, and they tend to be brought to that child, and the way systems are set up, they're set to basically put and I was listening to a video a while back talking about like some of this shit where it was saying like child support laws are kind of rooted in like bullshit from back in the day, like basically rooted in the fact that like I think they were talking about Georgia in particular, and their child support laws are basically mm, mm,
It's almost over, God damn it. It's almost over.
And I think it was saying something to the effect of like they're rooted, like if you go back to like where those laws originated, they originated to where those like somewhat wealthy landowners could like have that mistress and just bounce on them and not be responsible for passing what they have on to that child if they just break off a little money or something like that. Mm-hmm. And that's why I think it's so hard in a lot of cases the way the laws are written to for a father to get custody of a child in a custody battle, to where they it's got to be like some crazy shit before the child is sent to the father over the mother. And I wonder if all that mixes in together to where it's like if you see two people and they're struggling, you just assume that like the dad is a deadbeat or he ain't worth nothing, and he's got the kids for the weekend where the mother has them all the time. And I just wonder if it's some of that stuff all baked in there. Excuse me. All baked in there to create like a bias to lead it towards like if you ain't successful, if you ain't bringing in money, you ain't nothing. just like a lot of times, like if you're in a relationship to where you like a stay-at-home dad, or if you're in a situation where the wife brings in more money, there are some people that look at you as a failure, and that may not be the case because you don't understand that
I
dynamic.
won't. Look, we made it. Fuck that.
Right, right.
My bad. I digress.
All good, man. All good. So, I mean, I wonder if all that mixes in a ball to kind of make it to a point where if you see a dude that he's struggling, they make it seem as if it's a function of um, he can't get his shit together and he just need to figure it out. And I mean, there's like a whole subset of social media that I won't say praise on these young men and older men in some respects too, to make them feel like because everybody's down on them, that's the way it should be, or the they get into the whole thing of like the reason for their issues is a woman or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like going off topic to the double standards per se, but I feel like it takes them down a rabbit hole, if you will, or a negative spiral of, because I'm looked down on, F it, I'm a I'm gonna just own it or whatever the case may be. Or, if that brother's on some hard times, you look at him as he's less than, because you think about it. I mean, how many times in conversations of men that you meet for the first time is it, so what do you do for a living? You know what I mean? Like Kim meets somebody for the first time, that conversation may come up eventually, but that's not like the first thing that's brought because so much of our identity tends to be on are we making money? Like I don't know how many times when I've been like, oh, I'm an engineer for yada yada yada. It's like, oh, okay, and that's like that's the least of who I am. You know what I mean? I mean, you just happen to ask me what I do, and that's just what I do for a living. I mean, that's why, like, a lot of times when people ask me what I do for a living, I say I babysit adults, and and
Feel
that's
that.
and that's and the looks I get, and then like I say, okay, no, I'm a, whatever, and I mean, I don't even get into like really my title or what I am here because it's not a huge part of who I am. Like engineering mindset is a huge part of who I am, but my job and my title aren't like the bulk of my being. And I feel like, because you can't decouple those two. If I were to say, I am the fry cook at McDonald's, I wouldn't get the same respect as if I'm the director of engineering for a Fortune 500 or some shit like that.
Yep.
And I think all that bakes into a cluster of stuff that creates for those double standards, because I feel like sometimes they're like they have these kids and they sometimes they use it as a crutch. There are those that take that child support and abuse the system and take it to the advantage and don't. But then there are those that are struggling trying to do the best that they can, and I wish that both sides would just take things for face value and not try to judge based on what you see on the outside. So, what you think, man?
Fuck them.
Mm.
No. It's one of those things to where, I mean, like you said, it's a society type deal to where the man, he's the breadwinner, he's the leader, he's the provider. He has to be doing certain shit and be on a certain level, and he's expected to be on this fucking level. And the moment he's not on that level, oh, that motherfucker right there ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman is supposed to, sit back, clean up, cook, make the babies, all that other shit. But it's really not the fucking case, because you know what I'm saying, men struggle too, especially when it comes down to that whole child support thing. They'll say, oh, my baby daddy ain't shit, he only pays X amount of dollars in child support, he only gets his baby on the weekends, and it sounds really fucking stupid to me, because it's like he's still supporting you, he's still being an active fucking parent, but he's still getting shitted on while you are collecting the child support, collecting the food stamps, collecting the WIC, going to the club every weekend, dropping the baby off at your mama house or some shit like that. And you looked at it as, oh, she a strong single mother, she doing everything she can. I think it's just a bunch of bullshit, really. Sorry, ladies, but not sorry. It's a bunch of bullshit, really, when it comes to some shit like that. Because men struggle just like the ladies struggle. Men do the fucking damnness that they fucking can all the fucking time. The difference is a lot of men who struggle, they don't fucking voice they struggle. They just keep their fucking head down, keep their fucking legs moving, and struggle in silence. That's why a lot of men suffer from mental health issues and stuff like that, because they keep that shit to themselves. They just do what the fuck they got to do. But society looks at a man who's not physically there every day, or not dropping their kids off to school every fucking day, and he ain't buying the newest shoes or the newest iPad, and oh, that motherfucker sorry as fuck. But that mama who got a fresh ass fucking wig on, fresh fucking nails, and all this other shit, but they daughter hair is in a fucking ponytail, her clothes barely don't fit, and her fucking shoes dirty. Oh, she just doing the best she can. She out here struggling and doing the best she can, and it's a bunch of bullshit. I don't know how else to put it, but it's just a bunch of bullshit, and it's not fair. I hate to sound like I'm a child or something like that, but I mean the system is not fair. It's not built for us to fucking win. It's not. As men, it's not built for fucking us. And even if the roles was reversed, which it is in a lot of cases, where men actually put the woman on fucking child support and they get custody of the fucking kid, and guess what they looked at, bro? They looked at as they a bitch. You you a bitch for that. You ain't no real fucking man for that. Why?
Yeah.
There's no real fucking reason why, but there's still this double standard, and it's always gonna be this fucking double standard. But the fact of the matter is, conversations need to be fucking had, and we don't necessarily do it. Like, take a baby mama and a baby daddy, for instance, and they're not together no more. They won't have these conversations. Oh, I'm kind of hurting right now. I'm struggling right now. Can you do this? And a woman, I don't need you. I do that. You get a lot of that bullshit unnecessarily, when the fact of the matter is, get along or not, that's y'all relationship or whatever. But this kid takes fucking precedence. And if y'all are struggling, y'all need to let each other know that y'all struggling, so y'all can come up and raise this baby and get a baby's everything that they possibly fucking can. And just because that man is not, what I'm saying, why he riding in that Datsun, watch him, like motherfucking Kanye said. You know what I'm saying? Just because a man is struggling don't mean he ain't got aspirations and goals that he's trying to fucking reach. And once he reached that goal, them same motherfuckers that's, oh, that motherfucker sorry as fuck, man, that's a good man right there, he doing every fuck man, shut the fuck up. Like, that shit make me so motherfucking sick, man. Like, I done seen brothers out here, myself included, out here grinding the best you motherfucking can to make these bills, to take care of these babies, to keep food on the fucking table, to maintain your motherfucking mental health, to maintain your fucking composure, not get locked the fuck up because you get tried at work. You want to slap the fuck out of a motherfucker, but you don't, because you need this job, and then you got to bring that shit fucking home, and you dealing with bullshit at home because you looked at as this sorry ass motherfucking individual, when you're doing the best you can, because you can't see what the fuck I'm going through from my little fucking 9 to 5. But I'm sorry as fuck, but you don't know what the fuck going on. And it's like I said before, it's our fault because we don't really voice that, hey, work is like this, these motherfuckers is this is this. I'm doing the best I motherfucking can. I picked up extra shifts. I'm still short, looking for a second job. Whatever the case is, it's like that. We struggle in silence, but a woman is trying her best because she on fucking social media with her baby in her fucking hand and nothing but a motherfucking diaper, and you got a fresh ass motherfucking wig on and shit like that, popping your motherfucking ass for the gram and fucking doing the fucking OnlyFans. Oh well, she got to do what she got to do because because niggas ain't shit. Because niggas ain't shit. Man, get the fuck out my face with that bullshit. But I think the double standard needs to stop. Yeah, there's some sorry ass brothers out there. And from what I've seen, personally, and social media and shit like that, them sorry ass deadbeat motherfuckers, them niggas ain't struggling. Them motherfuckers is riding the good cars and taking all these fucking trips and doing this, that, and the fucking third. They not seeing that the ones that's struggling is the ones that's doing everything they can for their motherfucking family most of the time. And that's pretty much it. I'm off my soapbox.
I was going to add one thing. You talked about social media. I mean, one thing about you said OnlyFans and all that stuff. The other thing I see a lot of is that I don't know, pity party struggle Olympics that you see, and where it's like them posts that basically are generated to get people in the comments to be like, "Oh, you stronger than you know.
I
You
hate
can
that
do
shit.
the best you can. You're doing the best you can. Are you? Are you really?" Like, I could think of at least 3 people right now without thinking hard that post them struggle Olympics kind of posts and ain't doing the best they can.
Ain't living
Ain't
up to
doing
your potential at all.
nothing. But you see them on the comment, you see their comments though. It's like, you are doing the best. You are amazing. You are strong. You are smart. No, you ain't. No,
And
you
it's
ain't.
mostly that motherfucker named Earl that say Grand Rising Queen every motherfucking morning.
No, no. I mean, I'm talking about like the women that be
Yeah,
posting.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. They do the hell
Because I
out of
mean,
that.
I don't see it as much with dudes as much. I mean, unless it gets like really bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't see as many dudes posting like those posts to try to be like, you know, I'm struggling trying to make it. You know, y'all look out for me or something like that. And like you said, I mean, we tend to suffer in silence. We tend to try to figure it out the best we can on our own. If that's right or wrong, that's another discussion for another day. But it's just one of those things. Like, I wonder if it's like that dopamine hit of, people co-signing your bullshit on social
Mm-hmm.
media, and you eating it up, and you thinking that, well, social media say I'm doing the best I can, when maybe I really am. All right, everybody, let's have a little fun, I guess. The first two topics were a little bit heavier. To some people, this topic may be heavier, but since I don't have a dog in the fight and I just see it as a little interesting, I thought we talk about passport bros. And, and for those that don't know what a passport bro is, there's a phenomenon on social media that you see of primarily brothers that's traveling overseas, and it's like, you know what, kind of even, and it may even be some of those struggle double standard results of, forget these American women. I'm going to China. I'm going to Thailand. I'm going to, um, Bali. I'm going to, where else they be going? Dominican Republic. I'm going to, Brazil. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to go have a ball. So,
Germany.
yes, Germany. Um, so what do you think about these passport bros, man?
Hey man, only thing I said, get it how you live, bro. I ain't even mad at that shit at all, man. I mean, you do what you do. Um, do I necessarily agree with, oh, these American women ain't shit? Let me just
Mhm.
go to another country and find. No, no, because every single country you go to, I guarantee you, there's a woman in that country that ain't shit. The difference is you don't know her and you don't know nothing about them or nothing like that. You can't go to their neighborhood and all this other fucking shit. But they got jammed up in Brazil quite a little bit. We're gonna leave that where it is. But people do that shit, man. And it's a lot of times it's I guess their escape for some people, because I know people that do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got partners that went to, another country once a year and shit like that, and they just have a fucking ball, man. Whether they was married, not married, they didn't give a fuck. They just have a fucking ball. And that's just some things that fucking people do. Um, Going to different countries and dealing with these women's and stuff like that. Now, I'm not against the passports and the traveling at all, but the
Mhm.
only thing I got is, yeah, you may say these American women ain't shit, but when a fucking snapping turtle come out of a pussy on your motherfucking ass in Thailand and it bite your
Not a
dick halfway
snapping turtle.
off, it bite your
Mhm.
motherfucking dick off, you're gonna be looking real goddamn stupid, or you feel like you got fucking extra hot Cheetos in your piss when you're pissing because you want to go dip your motherfucking dick into a fucking nacho cheese fountain, you motherfuckers. I mean, you gotta be. I mean, but if
This is
that's what,
not where I thought we were going this evening.
but that's where it went. That's where the fucking went. I told you I'm back. God damn it.
Snapping turtles and nacho cheese dip.
But
Wow.
but like on any other episode, man, it's to each his own, man. I'm with it. I like the fact that these young brothers is actually not just going and dealing with these women, but they're actually traveling and seeing shit and experiencing shit. They not just smashing. Of course they smashing, but they get an opportunity to see some shit en route to finding the snapping turtle pussy. Um,
I don't want that.
Hell
I
no.
don't want that.
Hell no. But
Mhm.
they en route to doing it. And I was just joking, ladies across the world, if y'all catching this shit, man. All y'all probably ain't got hot Cheetos
Snapping
snapping
turtles.
turtle pussies. But to each his own, man, at the end of it.
Oh
And
man.
these young brothers get to travel because they can't, I don't know how old they are, but they don't look too older than us. They're
That,
probably younger than we are.
a lot of them are
Um
younger.
yeah, so hey man, y'all live y'all motherfucking life, man. Y'all go around this universe one time, man, before you go to where you're gonna go permanently. So, hey, live it up, man. What you think?
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, one of those things. I mean, they call it sex tourism in a lot of places. It's been a thing since the beginning of time.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go back to Bernie Mac's speech at the beginning of Players Club, and I mean, it's been around since forever. I mean, that's how things. One of the reasons why people travel and stuff like that, or why people conquer other nations and stuff like that, so they can pillage and do whatever. So, thinking about one of those things where you feel like you here and you a subpar individual, you can go to somewhere else and be a man in these streets. Like you know, the examples that I see a lot are people that be like in the Dominican Republic and they walk past a chick and they'd be like, "Oh, you American? Come here!"
Yeah.
And the dudes be like, "I'm buying my ticket to Dominican Republic right now." I mean, you better be careful with that. You mess around and have no kidneys or whatever.
Yeah.
Mess around. But
Dick
I
gone.
mean, yeah, for real. All your organs missing.
You know what I'm saying?
They looking for you. There's a GoFundMe to try to find you.
Your ass get robbed, tied down, butt naked with a lampshade in your asshole. I mean, you never fucking know. You gotta be careful, man.
Lampshade. Wow. You own one tonight, brother. But I was gonna say, I don't feel like it's. I mean, like if you go and that's what you do, that's what you do. But I don't think that is. I think that if that's the only way that you feel that you can receive that attention from the lady folk out there, your game might be trash, bro. I mean, that's really a lot of what it boils down to. I mean, if you're like, you got to get over here so you can be treated like a king. What's up with you? I mean, that's the thing. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I got partners that have gone overseas, not necessarily with that being their intentions, but had certain conquest while over there. And I mean, not saying that I've done that, but I've traveled overseas and I've noticed the smiles that you get when you overseas and they realize you're American and might think you got a little paper. And I mean, that's the thing. I think about when we went to Brazil years ago, but funny stories. But
don't get your ass in trouble on this goddamn show.
I won't. I went to Brazil with Kim, so I'm just laughing because she was
Brazilians
like,
"Don't give a fuck."
why they smiling at you? Why you got services in your room that I ain't got? So it's just wild shit, man. It's
just me.
But I think like you said, you traveling. It's good to travel, experience the world, but don't think that just because that's what you're doing that that is the way. That is the only way. There's great women here. I mean,
oh yeah,
real talk. I mean, I got one, and I'm glad. So, so just be mindful that just because you think that you going abroad and you doing all the things you could do, and you going with a few $1,000s in your pocket, thinking you the man, because you can get 1,000,000 pesos or whatever the case may be. Don't think that that's all there is. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of it all, if you ain't got yourself, if you ain't right yourself, you know what I'm saying, all this shit gonna be empty and it's gonna be worthless, and you still gonna be feeling like you ain't doing nothing. And then after a while, you're gonna be sitting there like, man, I've been in DR for all this time and it ain't nothing. So I'm going to Brazil. Man, I've been in Brazil all this time and it ain't nothing. So I'm going to wherever. And if you find that that's your case, it might be you. You might got something.
You gotta look into yourself. Something missing in your life, and it ain't the women.
And just because it's easy, don't mean it's good. I mean, that's all I'm gonna say.
Snapping turtles and lampshades.
He said snapping turtles, man. That's the funniest thing ever, man. Like snapping turtles. Snapping turtles, lampshades, and nacho cheese.
Can't you just see that shit though? Got that snap a turtle head and smack and then they go back here.
Oh, my shit go. Oh, help me.
Yeah.
Right. And then you mess around, you don't speak the language, so you can't get no help, and you're just sitting there struggling.
Then you bleed out.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Then you get to wherever you believe in the afterlife, and you got to explain how you got there.
Right.
Explain that shit to Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Man, but yeah, I mean, it's one of the, again, it's interesting to me just because it's kind of brought up. Like, there's whole like YouTube channels that I've seen where that's all they do, and they be over there and they be going live and they be like, this is the way, this is the life. They love us here. Okay, you also got to realize too that they might be, what's the word, fetishizing you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so you can be a nacho belt. So
Yep.
y'all both getting used, and you think you the man in them streets, and they laughing at you back at the house too. So
Stupid American.
right, for
Stupid
real,
American.
for real.
But you can get
So
that same shit here though. That's the thing
yeah,
that tripped me out. Like if you're from the South and you go up north, they go nuts with that fucking Southern accent, man.
yeah.
And it's vice versa. Every different area you got their own little accent, little slang, and then if you go to the opposite area, they'll just
Mm-hmm.
like fucking that just because of the way you talk. You go to fucking
Mm-hmm.
we from Georgia, so we go to goddamn New York and we go, what's happening, shout, and they lose their motherfucking mind. But they can get it
I
here,
just
man.
I
It's
laugh
like,
because my wife is from Jersey, so that's funny.
and then, yeah, and look what happened. Look what fucking happened. Point made. Point taken. Goddamn it.
Oh man,
But it's just like you said. Maybe these brothers ain't got no game, or maybe you motherfuckers look like Smeagol. I don't fucking know.
I
But
think it might be a combination of the two.
hey, I'm sorry. And then it ain't like it used to be where motherfuckers thought that, you know what I'm saying, our heavier sisters was easy fucking prey because they had low self-esteem or whatever the fuck might have
Mm-hmm.
been the case back in the day, how people used to put it. But
Mm-hmm.
no, they don't give a fuck. Them sisters is bad, beautiful, and bold around this bitch, man. You can't just run up on them like you want to either,
Mm-hmm.
goddamn it. You gotta have some kind of game in this bitch. And it ain't about your motherfucking money either, like the
No.
motherfucking double standard.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it boils down to. Your game, man.
Yeah.
You can't talk to a woman. I mean, that's on you. I mean, they're not like that textbook pickup artist. I'm gonna show you how to talk to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be somebody who can talk about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, know some shit about the world.
Yeah. And if you don't act like you do,
Don't act like you do. Learn it.
act like you do.
Don't act like it's too easy now to learn.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
is.
You
It
can
is.
learn. You can take a weekend and learn pretty good about anything you want to learn about,
Yeah.
and take the time. Develop
Yep.
yourself. Get
And
out there more.
the last thing I got on that same line, fellas, if that's your problem, man, you ain't got no game, can't talk to the ladies or whatever the case may be. Number one, don't be afraid of fucking getting fucking rejected. Shit happens,
Yeah.
whatever. The other thing is you got to sit down and really figure out your strengths and your weaknesses before you approach anybody. Because if you're gonna approach them, it ain't about being a smooth talking this motherfucking pimp named Slickback motherfucker. But you
I
know what I'm
pimp
saying?
name.
You apply to what your strengths are, and you get more confidence when you really applying all your strengths.
Mm-hmm.
I actually learned that in Master Resiliency course, but you gain more confidence when you're using your strengths to the full effect. So maybe
Sure.
try that before you spend all this fucking money. Just go get some snapping turtle. Hashtag snapping turtle. Guys, put it in the comments. Hashtag
Oh,
snapping
snapping
turtles.
turtles.
And Melanin Wars podcast will send you a free keychain. Hashtag snapping turtle.
Tag him on Instagram, everybody. Don't tag me because I ain't sending you shit.
Tag him.
All right, everybody. Let us know what you guys think. If you're a passport bro, let us know why you do what you do. And I'd love to even bring you on and chop it up with you about the life.
And I'm gonna ask you, what's that snapping turtle do? what's that hanging? What's that shit do? Oh shit. And this is just me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sober as fuck. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the final accessory check-in. Brother, how was your smokes? How was your drink?
More the same. Whiskey, the bourbon is good. The cigar is kind of, I won't say serviceable, but it's just okay. Not superly complex, not superly strong. I mean, I still got about this much left, so I still got a good little bit left. Yeah, so I mean, it's burning just right. So I mean, it's a good cigar. Like I said, meeting cigar is what I call it. A little expensive, so go one of the other Romeo Julietas. So, yeah. What about yours?
Hey man, the vodka was the vodka, man. It's straight. The cigar was really well, man. It wasn't like overpowering or nothing like that. I'm not feeling like fucked up over here, nothing like that. But that's one of them good vibing cigars. I can see myself smoking another one of those on the porch, listening to Pastor Troy vibing, because I gotta let these Mississippi motherfuckers know there ain't no more playing GA. But other than that, man, yeah, man, it was
What's
a good
up?
pairing again.
Big mouth, big
Right.
talk, big game.
We them Georgia boys. I play all that shit outside, bro. I gotta let the motherfuckers know I ain't from around here. But yeah, man, it was a good cigar, man. I really enjoyed it, man. Shout out to my wife one time for putting me back
Yeah,
in
man.
with the luxuries, man.
Thanks for
that
bringing
shit-
him back. He
yeah,
can come
that
to a
shit came
Zoom
right.
again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't wait for the next one.
They haven't had one in a while, so
Yeah, they have. But next time they do one, I'm on there.
well, all right, everybody. That's all we got. You got anything for the people before we wrap up?
Yeah, man, I got something real quick, man. It wasn't in the wibble, but I paid my car off, man. Got my title in the mail, so that's what's up, man.
Ain't that a good
That's,
feeling?
hell yeah, man. So with that being said, man, you just fellas and ladies, y'all just do the best that you can, man, and good things will come from it, man. You gotta give to get, basically. If you ain't putting in 100%, don't expect to get 100% return, man. If you're gonna half-ass, you're gonna get half-ass results. So go hard or sit your ass on the porch.
Mm-hmm. So what I'll say is, brother, welcome back to Black BL Luxuries.
Appreciate it.
Glad to have you back. Other than that, man, I don't really have much. As always, take a look at some of the other videos that we have on here. Check my brother out at Melon Warriors. Buy some shirts. I talked about that later. And check out MF and Research. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We out.
Shit.